on YouTube. No, it's not. I keep doing that. Oh my god. Well, it will be YouTube at some stage, but now in Twitch. Welcome to Thaumcraft and Botania Unite. It is episode number 4 today. And what are we doing? Well, I did say the last episode we're going to be getting into some Thaumcraft. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing today after I've gone ahead and just refreshed my crops somewhat. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Oh my god, that scared the life out of me, guys. I didn't realise there was a creeper there, otherwise I would have been a little bit more careful. But there you are. Let's have a quick look at the tree farm that we did last episode and see exactly how that is getting on. Now, I've left it growing. Oh. Oh. Well, I've been here for ages, guys. I've left it running, and literally one tree seems to have grown since now and since then. So, not exactly the best tree farm ever. It will get better, though, guys. Don't worry. It will get better. But today, it is all about Thaumcraft. We have done enough on Botania for the time being. I'm just going to grab my deaths, because I think it's about time that we dealt with these deaths. Oh, that's another death as well. Now, for some, I'm going to put these... Where am I going to put them? Oh, here, look. On the way to the... Oh, there we go. On the way to the mines. Just as a reminder to myself that possibility is I'm possibly going to die. So anyways, in this episode then, guys, Thaumcraft, where were we? Well, if you remember back to episode 1, we got to the first steps. We didn't really get much further than the thermometer. We needed 4 gold ingots, a glass pane, and 1 of each of these crystals. These cost of 20, which of course comes out of the atmosphere. If you take a look at it, we've got 152 currently available to us, which is great. We're going to put our thermometer stuff into there, and we just go ahead and do that. We could shift click it all and it'll do it itself. So 20 Vs for 152. Beautiful. 132 it's down to now, but it will steadily repair itself, which is great. But the good thing is, guys, we've got a thermometer. Oops. Oh, we've also got a crash. Well, that seemed to have fixed it, guys. I've had to backdate Thaumcraft, actually, to the version previous, which I think is Beta 14. Beta 15 must have removed something that one of the other mods is actually using. I think it's actually, disappeared for future versions of that. So one of the add-ons I'm using is probably causing that. So anyway, let's get our thermometer out. Now, as you can see, sparkly things in the world. Now, don't you just love it when you see sparkly things in the world, guys? It's very simple. You just go up to these said sparkly things and right-click on them, and then you will learn your stuff. Learn something new. Learn something new. And so on and so forth. I don't think we can learn something new. No, nothing new can be learned of this. Sugar canes, I've learned something new. Now, as you do this, guys, you gain... well, let's actually go through these little bits here, because this gives you a little bit of an explanation about what's going on. Look at all these observations I'm making down here. There are 2 main types of knowledge, observations and theories. They are further subdivided into main research categories like alchemy and artifice. Observations are notes and discoveries that you have made in the real world by scanning objects. Practical observation often give insights into how things work, and by keeping field notes of these observations, you will slowly build a solid base of knowledge to work from. Theories, in a nutshell, are ways of understanding things through careful observation, rational thoughts, and practical experimentation. Much of the thaumaturgical research requires crafting theories to better understand research categories. As you can see, we're making observations by looking at the world around us, and by looking at the world around us, we fill up the bar that's underneath these, and this will level up currently. We've got 0 in pretty much everything across the board, but fundamentals, we're nearly there to getting level 1, shall we say. Now, theory crafting, this is the next bit, but we need to do this. For me to make any progress as a thaumaturge, I cannot... Oh, hang on a minute, guys, look at this. Oh, no. This is terrible news. Let me in. It's night time. It's time to sleep, guys. You should never do Thaumcraft at night. I don't know why. I've just made this up. But I would... Oh, look at this, guys. We could get some bones. If we could ever hit the skelly. There we go. Oh, good bone. Get in. That's good stuff. Where were we? Anyways. Through here. I will need to make my own discoveries and expand my knowledge through experimentation, which we've already just gone through. Crafting my own theories is the only way. I will need to create a comfortable workspace to do my research with ample supplies, like writing materials and paper. I should craft some scribing tools and place it upon a table. So scribing tools are pretty much the same as they've always been: a glass file, a feather, and an ink sac. I do believe I've actually preemptively got an ink sac. I have. Look at this. I can't believe that I've actually done something like that off my own back. Glass file. Where are they? There they are. Look, piece of clay and 3 actual solid pieces of glass, which we should be able to do. There we go. Beautiful. That'll get us the glass file. Actually, it gets a few glass files. That's pretty good. And a feather, of course. Which we've got some of them as well. That's the point. We'll need to get a chicken farm going at some stage, but we'll get all of this sort of automated. So we've done that one, and that's the easiest bit. The hardest bit, of course, is the wooden table. Now we need to get this. It's not the hardest thing at all, guys. I'm taking the mic. It is 3 slabs and 2 planks. Now, I think we were out of wood. Oh, no, we're not. Look at this. Here's some I prepared earlier. There we are. Some of that. And one of them. I do believe, unlike Thaumcraft, previous versions of Thaumcraft, this is actually a 1-table thing. We don't need 2 tables for this. I'm just going to pop it down here, put the scribing tools on, and look at that. We've got a desk, guys. This is fantastic. It's all a bit different in there. Don't worry about it. We'll go through it as we experiment through this book. So, as we've done that, we can press complete. Whoa. Now that I have a workspace, I should start performing some research. I can now formulate theories on how to manipulate magic to my own ends. Firstly, I should make sure the table has plenty of paper and I have ample ink for my scribing tools. I can now choose to start researching the theory. At the top of the page, I will see how much inspiration, represented by light bulbs, is available to me for this round of research. When I do, a stack of papers will appear on the left. If I select them, I will be given the choice of 2 research paths I can follow. Each route will state what knowledge it will grant me, divided between 1 or more research categories. It's a little bit confusing, guys, but we'll go into this when we actually go into the table. Some of the choices will require items. Items marked with a golden exclamation mark will be consumed if the card is chosen. Normally, I will only be able to pursue research categories that I have unlocked, though I am sure I might occasionally be able to discover completely new avenues of research. I can keep drawing to further my knowledge. I should note, however, that each choice I make will cost some of my inspiration. Once I run out, the research will be completed. The amount of initial inspiration available to me will increase as my knowledge of magic increases. Again, confusing, but we will show you this practically in the table in just a second. My progress in research categories is shown as a percentage. 100% completion represents 1 full theory. Getting less than 100% in a category still counts, however, and will be added to your current knowledge once you complete your research. It is possible to get more than 100% in a category. Only the highest category will get the full bonus, however. All others will lose 33% of their total. Research aids. So pretty much like in the past, you can put crystals and stuff, bookcases next to your desk. Normally research is a bit scattershot. I can direct my research with the use of research aids. If I use certain nearby blocks, items and curios during the research process, it will allow me to focus my research in a certain direction. For example, having access to a bookshelf will give me reference materials that I can use during the research process. These come in the form of limited special drawers that I have a higher chance of occurring than normal drawers. These will have a gilded border to differentiate them from the normal drawers. For example, the bookshelf grants the balance research option and 2 chances at the notation research option that can only be gained when you use the bookshelf. When you start your initial research, you can choose which research aids to use, but it should be noted that each aid you use reduces your initial inspiration by 1. There are potentially a lot of things that could be used as research aids. I should experiment. Which we shall, because I'm not entirely sure what we've got there. So, knowledge totals. These are the knowledge totals that we currently hold. Let's go to here. We need paper, actually. That's a good point. Oops, wrong button. We need paper to be able to do absolutely anything. And luckily for me, I already farmed quite a bit of sugarcane anyway. And still farming it, look. Still farming it. In fact, let me just... It's all grown back. How quick was that? Plus, we've got the access now as well to bone meal sugarcane, should we need it, but I don't think we will. Let's pop out here. Put this into here. Paper. We can create a theory, which means we're going to start this. There we go, done. We've got some pages. It says absolutely nothing on there at the moment. This is our inspiration at the top. We need to do 5 lots of draws before we can either get a full theory or add to our pool of knowledge. So let's press start. Experimentation. You perform some random experiments to see if something can be discovered. You gain 15 to 30 progress in a completely random category. So let's put that over there. We've used 2 because it costs 2. And we have added, oh look, you can see over here, 17% to alchemy and 5% to fundamentals. I think that's, I don't know why it says -1 next to it. I can't remember why that is. Let's draw another one. Oh, we've drawn 2. Okay, so we've got experimentation, which is the same thing as what we had last time. Or we've got ponder. You carefully consider all you have learned so far. Gain 25 progress, divided evenly between all current active categories and a bonus draw. So I'm gonna go for ponder because that will add to that and this, which is quite nice. I'm quite happy about that. 30% on alchemy, 22% on fundamentals. So I really don't know what that -7 means. But here we are. We've got 3. We've actually got 3 on this. Rethink. Take a step back and reassess your findings. You get rid of invalid conclusions and proceed with fresh understanding. Lose 10 progress divided evenly between all of your current categories, but you regain 1 inspiration and gain a bonus draw. I don't think I want to do that for the moment. I really don't think I want to do that at the moment because we've really not got that much. If, say, for example, we got to the end here and we had 110% on here, you can lose 10 progress and it'll go down to 100. At least I think that's how it works. Percentages, it might work a little bit different. And we get a bonus draw and we regain 1 of the inspirations. Universal theory, a moment of revelation, shows you the common links between all you've been studying. Your total progress is split evenly amongst all currently revealed and valid categories. An additional category will gain the full bonus upon completion. Or reject fundamentals mean you come to realise that fundamentals is not vital to your current research. You will not gain any more progress in fundamentals or draw any cards related to it. You will not lose your current progress. Now the only thing with that is it means that we'll stop getting cards that mean that we're getting this fundamental thing. We might have more chance of getting alchemy, but it's our last card and we're only on 1 inspiration. If this came out a little bit earlier, this might have been nice for us. We're going to go with the universal theory. There we go. 31% to fundamentals, 26% to alchemy. Complete the theory, and that will add to our pool of research. If we go back and have a look at our book, at least that's what I'm believing it is, and we click on here, you can see we've actually gained some alchemy here, and we've also gained some on fundamentals. As you can see with these ones, they're a little bit different. They've got a gold border around them. These are actual observations. These are theories. These are world things that you can go out and have a look out in the world, and these are the ones, obviously, theories that we're doing in the table. Let's continue on. Celestial observation. I have noticed a link between the phases of moon and the speed of which aura replenishes itself. I'm not going to go any further because I've noticed something. If we have a look down here, guys, we need 1 in observation fundamentals, we need 1 in observation artifice, and we need 1 in observation auramancy before we even think about doing this particular thing. So there's absolutely no point in looking at that just at this moment in time. Let's go ahead and create another theory. I've got plenty of paper in here, and scribing tools shouldn't be that hard to come by. So let's draw. Experimentation. Okay, we've done that one before. We've actually gained Eldritch, interestingly enough, 29%, 3% on fundamentals. Getting rid of fundamentals will be, there we go, look at this. Reject fundamental findings, which is quite nice. I'll take that. Doesn't cost any inspiration, but it means that we're not going to get anything to do with fundamentals going forward. We can reject Eldritch if we so wish, but I'm not too bothered about that. I want to actually keep that going. Gain 25 progress, divided evenly, but we don't need to do that because, of course, look at that, 54% we're up to now. We can reject it, or we can rethink. Now, this is a really annoying one because I don't want to reject Eldritch being 54%, but I also don't want to rethink because we're going to lose 10% progress divided. Well, we're not. we're just going to lose that. But we do gain 1 back. We've just lost a little bit on that. Okay, so Ponder, gain 25 progress divided evenly, 1 thing, which is Eldritch. Or Experimentation, gain 15 to 13, a random one. I'm not bothered about that. I want to go Ponder. I want to get straight in with that Eldritch. Look at that, 74%. Let's complete that theory. And let's take another look at our book. It's getting nighttime again. I can't believe it, guys. Knowledge totals, we're very nearly there. Look, with the theory Eldritch, of course, because we just had 74% on one. Let's go to sleep really quick. Now, I do apologise. In this episode, guys, it will be all Thaumcraft. There will be nothing. We won't be doing much. We'll be just getting into the start of Thaumcraft and explaining what the little bits are in Thaumcraft, like this thing, for example. Let's create another theory. Okay, we start off with some experimentation. This time we've got Thaumic bases, interesting, or 2% to fundamentals. I'm going to go for a rethink because I don't want to go down Thaumic bases at this moment in time. So I'm going to go for a rethink. We're going to get another piece of that back. Ah, okay. Rethink's there again, but look at this, Celestial Notes. You take some of your Celestial Notes you have made and compare them with the possible correlations with your primary research category. You gain 25 to 50 inspiration toward Thaumic bases. You may gain other things as well, these things. So we'll definitely select this. Oh, we can. Why? Why can we not do that? Is it because we haven't got any Celestial Studies at the moment? We need a particular thing? Because you can see in the background there. I'm not entirely sure what this means, but I can't select it. So it looks like we're going to have to go... I'm going to go Rethink again, I think. So we've got full amount, and we've still started with pretty... Reject Fundamentals, good. I would like the look of that. I don't want to do that. I will Ponder. I will Ponder again. And one more. Celestial Studies. Ah, god damn it. Right, Rethink. And Ponder. Okay, up to 84% will complete that theory. We still haven't done a complete theory, and I'm going to wait until we've got a complete theory. So, experimentation, of course, to start things. Golemancy, that is one thing I definitely want to get into. That will help me so much going forwards. That will give me a random one, but I don't want the random one. I'm going to go for a Rethink. Take the knock. Moment of revelation. Your total progress is split evenly amongst all currently revealed and valid categories, and an additional category will gain the full bonus upon completion. No, we're going to go for... Oh, god damn it. I don't want any of these. We'll get the bonus draw. It'll give us some more here. We're getting the same things over and over again here. Right, we'll do that. Fundamentals is back. Absolutely fantastic. Ponder. And we shall... What's inspired? You gain 29 fundamentals. That might actually push us over. There's a book here. What's this book in the background for? We'll get that. Complete the theory. Let's have a quick gander at see what we've got. Oh man, look at that, it's so close. It is so close to getting an unlock, a theory in that one. Right, let's go. Let's get through this a little bit quicker. Do we want to add to this or rethink? We'll rethink. Okay, we'll do that, might as well. Well, we might get a fundamentals here. By the looks of things, guys, we're going to go down the fundamentals route. There we go, look at that. We've just got one. Now what happens from here? Well, I'm not entirely sure. I think you use these. You use these theories to unlock things as we go ahead. So let me start with this. So we need 1 observation fundamentals. Let's carry on. Let's observe this. Learn something new. Let's observe the redstone. Pressure plate. And there we go. You can see it actually clicked up there and went into the book. We should have enough. There we go. Fundamentals has been completed. And the thermometer has been completed as well. Let's complete that. It has been done. Research completed. First steps. Such strange wonders are being revealed to me. Peering through the lens of the thermometer shows me a world coursing with magic. Vis, as the book calls it. Normally, this energy is a pure ocean of magic that ebbs and flows, but it also permeates all things, both animate and inanimate. The books calls vis in this state essentia, where vis is formless and pure. Essentia is more rigid in its nature and falls into a multitude of clearly defined types, each mixing together with others to form greater and more complex types of essentia. I am not quite sure if the matter is bound to gives essentia its nature, or what the very nature of matter depends on the essentia it contains. This bears further study. I'm keeping a log of all the types of essentia I can discover. A bookmark on the left will show me my current knowledge. So, there we go. We'll get into that in a second. For now, I need to focus my energies elsewhere. Studying essentia might be a good place to start. So these are my knowledge totals, of course. This is where we are. We've spent that observation, unlocking this, remember. So we're back to 0 on that one. Aspects. Now this is good. We've got primal aspects. And as you can see, Machina is already here, but it's saying we've got to find 2 things that will make a Machina. And then so on and so forth. That's the primal aspects. And more we'll get. The Machina, that came from Redstone, by the way, when I scanned the Redstone. So here we are. We've got something unlocked. Discovering alchemy. Interesting, we need observation fundamentals and we need observation alchemy. So, let's do that. We've learned something new in water. Grass would be nice as well. Fence, torch, sheep. Nothing can be learned from that. Cows even, should I say, not sheep. Sheep? Yes. Stone brick, cobblestone. Look at all this stuff, guys, that we're actually having a look at here. Oops. Remember, something that opens like an inventory, you shift and right click to get... Ooh, look at that. Look at that. We've completed a research. Interestingly enough, plants. There are many unique plants that are useful to a thaumaturge. I should study those, I find. I don't know if that came from the chest or inside the chest. Cinder pearls. Found only in the hottest of climes. These plants burn with alchemical fire. With elemental fire, I should say. They can be harvested and ground to produce a fine powder akin to blaze powder. That's the only one that we've got, so it must have looked into that chest. There we go. It must look into that chest. That's actually a pretty good mechanic. I really like that. There we go. No, nothing can be learned from that. And again, I can't really scan this Botania stuff because nothing can be learned from it. They're Botania flowers, so... Okay, let's see where we are. Oh, ores. There are many unique ones. So cinnabar. It's found cinnabar in my chest. The reddish ore is found deep underground, and when smelted, it produces quicksilver. Interestingly enough, I'm going to actually smelt one of them. I don't have a piece of quicksilver, but that will, I would presume, add to my alchemy total. So, here it is. We don't need to use it for anything else, so let's just shove that in there. Put some gold back in my chest. Bone back somewhere. I will find a place for all this stuff. How are we doing? Oh, we've actually done both of them, which is good. Brewing simple potions has its uses, but true alchemical interactions require more than mixing a few monster parts together. I think Essentia holds the key to a much more sophisticated way of manipulating matter. I should try and learn more about alchemy and how it fits into the magical world. And with that knowledge and a little bit of inspiration, I'm sure thaumaturgic alchemy will be within my grasp. Let's complete this. It will, of course, use... Oh, we've got 9. Look at all the stuff that we've managed to get from what's been in his chest, guys. That's pretty good. I like that. A crucible. Is what we need to make. A cauldron is the right shape and size, but what is effectively a big metal bowl will never be able to hold the magical energies I wish to manipulate. Once again, applying some Salis Mundus to a cauldron should resolve my problems. And if you ever forget anything, guys, like me, you can see what the thing is. Now, I did actually remember that time, guys. I didn't actually forget that we needed a bowl, a piece of flint. We need a piece of redstone. Piece of flint. And 3 of any shards. Now, I'm actually going to take 1 of each of these because I've got quite a few from my travels. There it is. Salis Mundus on a cauldron. Now, do we have enough iron? This is a good question. Yes, we do. I really should go mining at some stage. I cannot keep doing this, guys. Is it getting dark again? I think it might be. Right, the cauldron, we are going to put it outside, of course. For the moment, we're going to put it outside. Salus Mundus. Let's spray our magical dust on that. And we've got a cauldron. Does that actually recognise the fact that, yes, we've done it? Lovely jubbly. I have my crucible. Now I need something to experiment with. And I happen to have the perfect thing. I have spent many a late night studying thaumaturgy, and flickering torchlight is not the best thing to read by. A steady magical light is exactly what I need now. Glowstone is a steady source of light, but I require large handfuls of it to light for a light source. And it lacks style. I'm sure I can alter it into something better. The crucible needs to be placed over a source of heat and filled with water. Once the water boils, I can start adding things I need. I have jotted down a recipe that I think will create a substance I have named Nitor. A small core of energized glowstone empowered with energy, fire and light should burn forever. It should be naturally buoyant, allowing it to be placed wherever I choose, even floating in midair. I simply need to find objects with the required essentia, pressing shift over them will help here, and throw them into the crucible. The crucible will render them down to their constituent essentia. I might not be able to gather the exact combination of essentia I require, but if there are enough of the types I need, everything should be fine. Once I have enough, all I need to do is throw in the catalyst, in this case a handful of glowstone dust. If all goes well, the glowstone will absorb the essentia and transform into Nitor. I'm not sure what will happen to the excess essentia, but I can only assume it will eventually dissolve harmlessly. Okay, we need to go to bed. It's night time. Woo. Let's get in. Addendum added. Lovely jubbly. We'll have to keep our eyes out for more stuff like that. But let me go ahead and put some of this stuff away that I have in my inventory. Lovely jubbly. And then let's have a look. Now, we do want to create some Nitor. So as you can see, one piece of glowstone with 10 ignis, 10 lux, and 10 potentia. Now, I know redstone is a good source. That's got the 10 potentia. Ignis and lux, I haven't actually got any coal on me. That is annoying. I do have some wood though. Oh no, I've got some in here. Look, ignis, potentia. Lux comes from something different, which we're just about to craft actually. I might be able to do it like this. Yes, I can. Lovely. And then 5 lux comes from that. 1 potentia, 1 ignis. I will end up with a little bit more than I should have, but it'll be okay. Quicksilver. Lovely jubbly. Can we inventory scanning of it. Hover over items with the thermometer on the cursor to scan. Oh, that's a mod, guys. It's actually pretty decent. I like that. It worked quite nicely. Of course, I need a bucket of water to fill the cauldron up with. I need netherrack. I seriously did not do that, did I? I changed all my netherrack? No, I didn't. That's good. I do have somewhere flint and steel, there it is. And a netherrack. I'm actually going to move the cauldron because it's a bit close to the wood for my liking. So let's move it. Not the cauldron, the crucible. It needs... Lovely. With that now on fire, let's go ahead and place something so we can put the crucible on the top. There we go. Lovely jubbly. And I forgot the blooming bucket of water. I did say I needed one. I got sidetracked. Bouquet. And then let's slap that in here. When that starts bubbling, we are looking good. There we go. Started bubbling. And we need 1 piece of glowstone as well before I do that to use as a catalyst. There it is. So, starting from here, we just chuck things in. Bloop. And there we go. We've got a piece of night ore. Now the interesting thing is, it will work like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this netherrack. We don't need that there anymore. We'll just place the night ore underneath, and that should work absolutely fine and dandy. So I'm quite happy about that. Right, let's move on then from that. We've done our first piece of night ore. It also acts like a torch, guys. If you really want to use it for something like that, it also acts like a torch. Now we can go one of two ways: oromancy or discovering infusion. We've also got alchemy. That will unlock all this bit around here. Now that's a very interesting thing to get into. We will definitely get into that. In fact, we've unlocked alchemy. Why don't we get in? Should we get into it? Shall we get into it? This basically shows you how to do alchemy. Essential crystals should be fairly easy to craft. All I need to do is break down a quartz crystal into smaller shards to act as a growth medium. Simply dipping a shard into the crucible should soak up some of the essentia it contains and cause the crystal to grow. This won't be a particularly efficient way of doing things. It will probably cost at least twice the essentia that the crystal will end up containing, and there is a net loss of quartz, which is not always the easiest thing to find. So you would ask yourself if it's a good way of doing that. As you can see, a quartz sliver into there with something will make some Vs crystals of varying different types. We're not going to get into crafting some of that stuff yet, because that will come a little bit later on down the line. So basic alchemy, it's just basically telling you how to do it. We already know how to do it. Craft multiple items at once. Yes, we already know that as well. We can go elementum, hedge alchemy. What does this mean? Magic tallow. We will need that to get into some of the golems later on down the line. And the ever full urns back. Lovely jubbly. Alchemical metallurgy is needed for some of this essentia smelting, which we will definitely be getting into as well. I'm thinking it's probably worth unlocking these. So let's have a look. Discovering infusion. Thus far, I have been applying Vs to objects as a matter of course. It is simple enchanting, much like is possible using an everyday enchanting table. I believe more is possible, however. By infusing objects with essentia, I should be able to artificially force them to take on properties and aspects of other objects or even abstract concepts. Anyone can enchant an object with magic that lifts it into the air, but infusion should be able to imbue the object with lightness itself, making it part of its essential nature. We've got one of these, we just need to find Precantatio. Now that's very interesting. I would have thought these would have had it. Precantatio. I'm betting you all. I bet you anything. We need to get that up there, guys. Well, as you can see at the bottom left there, when I scanned this, it actually added it to plants, which is very interesting. Let's have a quick look. Great wood. These large and majestic trees can be found dotted all over the countryside. Their wood is able to absorb impressive amounts of magic, making it a popular component in the crafting of magical devices. We are going to get some of this, not a great deal of it, because I really want a better axe before I start whacking away at massive trees like this one. So let's grab some of this. And it doesn't actually, it doesn't contain Precantatio? Wow. I've just had a thought, guys. Surely this is a sauce. Because I've been sprinkling it everywhere. And everybody knows that my dust is magical. So let's grab a piece of redstone. Let's get into the top one here. Let's grab one of you, and you. Again. You. Yes, that's actually got Salus Mundus in it. Good. Right. Oh, that made a funny noise this time. That made a very funny noise. Okay, let's get into this. So we've found Precantatio and Aurum, and we've got the observation of Arcane Infusion. Let's complete this. So that has now unlocked the infusion tab for us. My experimentations have been successful. I've been able to infuse simple objects with essentia. Difficult and dangerous, I need to find a way. Truth delve, blah, blah, blah. The experiments did have some practical results as well. I have discovered a fabric that is soft, supple and easy to enchant. I have designed patterns for a set of clothing made from this fabric. So we've seen all this thaumaturge stuff before. It will not only be comfortable and stylish while warm, but it will reduce the V's cost of certain types of thaumaturgical tasks. to clothing should be easily dyeable, much like leather armour. All in all, I'm quite pleased with what I have done here. I'm quite pleased with what I've done here as well, actually. Thank you very much, book. I am indeed. So, I think it's a good idea that with the amount of wool that we've got outside, I think it's a good idea to make those because, again, like it said, it will allow us to do tasks much cheaper. Much cheaper. It will allow us to do tasks cheaper than what we currently do. It's also unlocked, look, the Arcane Infusion tab, which is absolutely fantastic, and we will be looking at getting involved in that very, very soon. However, discovering Auramancy first. Let's get down into this. Crafting objects of power with Vis has opened a whole new world for me. Yet, I am not satisfied. There must be a way of manipulating the aura directly, a way to draw Vis from the very air itself and mould it to my will. I should study the world around me and travel to its edges. There I will learn what I need. Sometimes I feel I am being driven by forces outside my understanding, unheard voices urging me towards great power and knowledge. But it doesn't say, with great power comes great responsibility. Shaping Vis will be one more step on this journey. So this is slightly different. I've got to go to the lowest depths of the world, and I've got to go to the highest peaks I can find. Very simply put, I need to go down to bedrock, and I need to go to world height, which I think I can't remember where world height is, but I've got to go pretty high, guys. I'm going to do that off camera because that is extremely boring. Well, it appears, guys, I didn't have to go down to bedrock. I just had to go to Y level 7, according to my map here. Oh my god, I'm sick to death of that turning itself on. Go away. Oh, it's one of the worst things that got added to Minecraft. Now, I can understand it when you've got the Sojourner's Sash, which is part of Botania, when you can run faster, then it's it's a really, really good tool to have, is that auto jump. But when it happens when you're not expecting it, that is really annoying, guys. But anyways, we've reached the lowest depths. Now it's time to build up to world height. It's not quite world height, but I can see everything from here. This is absolutely fantastic. It says something similar. By the way, guys, it actually pops up just above here in purple writing when you have found it. So we've done it. We have done what we needed to do. Let me get back down here. Hopefully I'm not going to die in the process, but I should be all right. My pickaxe ran out. It would have been quite embarrassing if I'd have pillared all the way up and then my pickaxe would have run out. It would have been embarrassing. So I made a new one. Let's destroy all this and get back down. We're nearly there now. I was going to cut recording, but we're really nearly there, so there's not much point. Lovely jubbly. And then we should have access to the new Auramancy, which is pretty good. Oh, we've already done one of 3. So let's complete that stage. Slowly but surely, I'm beginning to understand the nature of Vis. So much is still hidden to me, but I think I know enough to begin moulding it to my will. For this, I'll need a tool. A very special tool. I have stumbled upon dusty scrolls penned by a long-dead thaumaturge. It describes how to craft wands that I use to store and channel Vis. The insights I learned from the scrolls were useful, but the application seems so limiting. Why trap Vis in a wand when it's all around you? Even if the wand itself seems impractical to me, if you need something to grasp and shape the aura, it should be something appropriate, something like a glove. Oh my god, it's the Infinity Gauntlet, guys. We're creating our own one. Any old glove will not do. It will need to be handcrafted from the finest leather and laced with Vis-conducted materials. Iron is a poor Vis-conductor, but it is all I have available to me at this time. Luckily, there will be no mucking about with magical woods and so forth to store the Vis, but I will need some way of channeling Vis directly from the aura, a Vis resonator if you will. I will also attach a stripped-down thermometer to the glove so I can monitor the local aura. Lastly, I will place a receptacle on the back of the glove. The scrolls mentioned using special crystalline foci to channel the Vis from the wands. Their crystalline lattice shapes the Vis into different configurations to create all manner of useful effects. Brilliant, actually. It irks me that I did not think of it first. Fortunately, I have already thought of several ways to improve upon the design, and the shape of the glove lends itself on manipulating the flow of Vis much more than the old style wands could. So a caster's gauntlet. We need leather, we need a Vis resonator, and we need a thermometer. I'm hoping this, I think it doubles as a thermometer from what I could read. So Right, we've got a thermometer. We need 4 pieces of leather, which is easily done because... Don't I have 4 pieces of leather? I don't have any, according to this. Oh well, it's time. Ah, I've been waiting for this day. The great culling. I don't want to be culling too much though. Let's be very careful here, guys. That'll do. No, you go out there, you're dead. Right. It's dead, guys. He's dead. He decided he wasn't happy, so he's dead. 17 leather. That's not bad, is it? That is not bad at all. Let's have a look what the resonator is. The Vis resonator. Nether quartz and an iron plate, interestingly enough. Have I got the iron? Yes, but I haven't actually cooked it up. Slightly annoying. But anyways, let's put this stuff away that I've got in my inventory. First and foremost, don't I need something? I need, like, actual things. 1 of each, okay. And it takes 100 Vis. My lord, that's a lot. There we go. 1 of each type. Let's take that, take you, and we're done. So, we should do that. That'll give us iron plates and a quartz. I've definitely been picking up quartz in my travels. There we go. Now, I've played around with Thaumcraft before, guys, but I've never actually done this part. Oh. Was it Quicksilver? No? Resonator. I'm sure it was quartz. Nether quartz and iron plate. On his air and Vis. I see. Air. And... what was the other one? Aqua. Not Vis. It did say 50 in a wand. Do we need a wand? Deco wand. I don't think we do. Like, why is this saying 50 magic there? Is it to do with the actual... Is it to do with this? Alright. Put you and you along with you and you. Okay, yeah. Now we're down to 92, which is really annoying. Oh no, we've gone up to 104 pretty quick, so that's pretty awesome. Leather. The thermometer. And what else was it? Iron. Of course it is. I thought it was iron. I thought I was losing my mind, guys. But no, not today. Woo. I'm missing one. There it is. And there is the Caster's Gauntlet. My goodness gracious me, we've just nicked quite a lot of the of aura there. But we have now got our own Infinity Gauntlet, which is fantastic. Oh, I scanned... I can't remember what aura it was I scanned, but it's now in here somewhere. If we have a look, where would it be? Oh, it's in here, look. Vis crystals, that was what it was that I scanned. I scanned the orange Vis crystals as I was going down the mine. So they're all there. I'm not going to read that, guys. I'll read it off camera, and if there's anything interesting that I need to tell you guys, I will tell you it. But for the moment, let's go in here. Complete this stage. Done it. Woo! I have managed to put together a basic casting gauntlet. I am quite pleased with the result. Still a bit rough, but that was to be expected from a prototype. Even as a prototype, it will prove useful, allowing me to make delicate adjustments or alteration to thaumaturgical devices and safely manipulate them in all manner of ways. My initial experiments have shown that it is only able to draw Vis from a relatively small area around me. I should be careful not to deplete the aura. My main stumbling block now is that in its current state it's a little more than a magical wrench. Until I can crack the secret of crafting foci, its utility will be limited. The path before me is clear. Okay, so by the looks of things, it looks like we've discovered it. We have indeed. Auramancy is now available to us. We can go through the focus pouch, recharge pedestals, all these focus effects, which is going to be good, advanced foci, and so on and so forth. We're not going to get into doing that sort of stuff today. So this is now complete. We've got an observation. We can click collect on that. I've noticed the link between the phases of the moon and the speed of which the aura replenishes itself. I should investigate this phenomena further, and even expand my investigation to see if other heavenly bodies influences magic. A few minor tweaks to my thermometer should enable it to take measurements from objects in the sky. I should remember to carry some paper and scribing tools with me so I can take notes. Measuring the same body or quadrant of the sky more than once a day will not give me new insights. I need to study them over time to measure changes in their aural influence. The notes I gather should come in handy for theory crafting. That's very interesting, actually. Celestial observation. We will get into that as well, I suppose. Alchemy is a good thing to go down. I think this is something that we definitely do want to do. Brass is a sturdy, low-friction metal, perfectly suited to craft intricate mechanical devices. Unfortunately, it's not always possible to get hold of it due to the morphic properties of the universe I may find myself in. In other words, there's no mod that adds brass. There should be a way of crafting it via alchemical transmutation. I simply need to find it. So, here it is. It's right there. It's right there. Can you not see it, guys? I can't see it either. I think it's part of it. We need to find out how to make a brass ingot via transmutation. It's got to be something to do with iron, doesn't it? Gold, maybe? By transmutation. Does it seriously not tell us how to make brass? No, it doesn't. That's cheating. Cheating, guys. So what do we... Can I still scan with this? Do I put it on? Oh, look at that, guys. What do I do with it? Like, I'm wearing it. I am literally... I've got the Infinity Gauntlet on. But does it mean that I can't scan things now? I thought I could. Oh. That's a bit unfair. Yeah, look, I can't scan anything with it. That's a bit annoying. Right, let me get a little bit of food. Oh, I've got 25 raw beef. Get a bit of food in here, guys. What I'm going to do is we're going to call it an end of an episode there, guys. I have looked at this. I'll look at this alchemy, and I'll try and figure out how to make brass. I'm pretty sure I'll find it somewhere. I will definitely find it somewhere. Metal purification, that's nice to go down. But getting these smelters will really help us out going forwards. Warded jars and labels so we can get actual liquid essentia in these jars would be nice. Elementum, hedge alchemy as well, we'll get into that. What I would like to get to is Golemancy. Let's be honest, I'm going to have to do some more theory crafting to be able to find that in here. Golemancy. So I will be doing... No, in here. Oh, look, we've got a bit more inspiration now, guys. That's interesting. Let's do a quick theory, shall we? Let's do a quick one. Experimental infusion. By making assumptions on the results of... Right, okay. I can't actually do that one. Oh, no, I can do awareness. I've just accidentally done that by accident. But we've got Auramancy. And we must have to unlock that first before we can use that, say, for example. So... Okay, we can rethink what we've got, which is Auramancy and Eldritch. Or we can add to the pool. I think I'm going to go for the redraw and get the bonus. Here we are. Okay. Permutatio, Spiritus Essentia. Gain 25 alchemy. There's a chance you get... We need one of these in our inventory to be able to do this. It will take the cost of this to be able to do this. So we don't want to do that at the moment. What we'll do is lose up to 5 experience, but gain Auramancy per level. No, we'll keep inspired. May as well. We shall ponder upon this. Celestial notes. Oh, I've got to actually find the... Like what I said earlier on with the celestial notes, we need these in our inventory actually to be able to use these, come to think of it. So we're just going to ponder. We're going to reject fundamentals. We don't want them anymore. Inspired. We're fair getting there, aren't we? Channel Panis Essentia. We haven't got one of them. Reject Auramancy. Now, this is a really annoying one because we need a file of Essentia, Panis times 10, to be able to click this one. But we can also reject Auramancy, and then we'll go to it. We're going to have to do that. There's no other option. Now, this is an interesting one. we need either 1 air and 1 spiritus, or 1 aurum and 1 cognitio, which I don't have either. I really don't have either. Of course, we can make crystals by putting slithers inside the cauldron, which we will do, but for the moment we don't have this. I thought we might have been able to do this one, but we can't do this particular one at all at the moment. We're not quite at that point. Which is sad. It is. I didn't scan the night ore, did I? I made the night ore, but didn't actually scan it. Let's have something to eat, and then we're going to go ahead and end the episode there, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed today's episode. It's all about Thaumcraft. We'll come again next episode, where I should be in a better position to be able to deal with some of this theory crafting. Hopefully, by that point, I will have also unlocked Artifice and Golemancy as well, so I can get them on the side here. It would be really nice if I could. Oh, we've got Warp. No, we're not reading that. We're not reading that right now. Until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, you can get this pack yourself with a link that I will put in chat and down in the description below on YouTube after you can see this. And don't forget, if you are watching this on YouTube, you can watch me on Twitch, and you will see this episode nearly a full week earlier than what you would do on YouTube. But I know people like to watch it on YouTube as well, so I'll put it on there. But it will be on the Wednesday after the Thursday showing. So just to keep in mind, guys. Until next time, been the Soft Man. As always, stay safe.